everyone, Vanessa here. Thank you for joining our first week of Parkinson's boot camp. It's been a slow start. I apologize for that, but we're getting there. So I just wanted to release at least a quick video on a few things with this week's menu. I know you all have overnight oats and smoothies and stuffed sweet potatoes for your breakfast items. For your stuffed sweet potatoes, I left it up to you guys to fill them with what you'd like. You could use cinnamon, you can do fresh, frozen, or dried fruits. You can do nuts, seeds, some different types of sweeteners. You could just do some plant-based butter on them. Same for the smoothies. I gave you a list of different recipes, but again, feel free to mix in with your smoothies what you like and what you're comfortable with. I personally just use a mix of different fruits, maybe some kale and spinach, and then a liquid, either a plant-based milk, unsweetened green tea, a really good quality juice, water. So whatever you're familiar with and comfortable with as far as that. The smoothies are just a great way to start your day. They're jam-packed with a lot of vitamins and nutrients. They get you going, energizing. There's not too much protein to interfere with medications if you do take those in the morning. So I'm going to start with a couple of just tips on kind of some of the menu items. I did give you a master grocery list which had an abundance of information and stuff on it. I just wanted you to kind of get familiar with what kinds of products we're going to be using through this 6-week boot camp. Also see what you have, what you don't have, what you're familiar with, what you had questions on. And then I gave you a more specific list to just the recipes that we're going to be doing this week. So mid next week I will be releasing the second week of recipes and then the grocery list that goes along with them. And I know it's a 7-day plan. You don't have to stick to that 7-day specific plan. So technically you'll be cooking Sunday through Saturday, and then you'll get your next menu and that'll start the next Sunday. But even if you just take a few of those items or a few of those days and follow the menu, you're doing your body so much good by implementing these new foods and these healthier versions of stuff. We had a lot of questions about what happens if I have dinner plans already, or what about stuff I already have in my fridge. Definitely use up the stuff you have in your fridge. You don't want to waste anything, or waste money basically. So use what you have in your fridge, maybe incorporate it somehow in your menu. If you have dinner plans, go ahead and go to dinner. If you need some suggestions of what to order while you're out eating, you can contact me and we can go over the menu of where you're eating at, or just go over some general ideas. As far as the recipes in the menu, I do promote a plant-based diet for people with Parkinson's. There's a lot of research that shows that dairy and animal products are very harmful to people with Parkinson's and other diseases, diabetes, heart disease, cancer. So I do promote a plant-based diet. I know that is unrealistic for a lot of people to go a completely plant-based diet or 100% vegan. That's okay. If you even implement half of this stuff into your diet, even a quarter of this stuff into your diet, you're doing your body so much better than you were before. So I'm going to start with some plant-based milks. I just realized that I brought out what I have in my house, and they all are coconut except this guy right here. So this is an unsweetened almond milk. It's plain unsweetened, so it's not vanilla or chocolate or any flavor. There's no sugar in it, so this is going to compare to just your regular milk. It's not going to be sweet, so you can put it in your savory dishes, you can put it in your gravies, your sauces, or whatever you need to make with milk that you don't want sweet. This is almond. This is not organic, however, it is carrageenan free, which is an important thing because carrageenan is linked to cancer. I know this is an abundance of information, but even if you just pick up a few of the keywords, you'll be fine. Because of COVID, I don't go to all the grocery stores I used to go to. I kind of just run out and go to one, whatever is closest or whatever I feel more comfortable going into. So I grab what I can. So not everything is going to be organic or my usual list, but that's okay. Again, we're doing what we can. This is from Trader Joe's. This is, again, another unsweetened coconut beverage. This one's coconut, this one's almond. This is a coconut water, so this is not going to be thick and creamy like a milk, But I brought this one out to show you the overnight oats recipe you can do with regular water or this coconut water in case you don't have a plant-based milk or you just have some of this laying around. Coconut water is really good for you. I don't like the taste of it by itself. If I mix it in a smoothie or something, it's okay, or an overnight oats, but by itself, I won't drink it. And then I got this at Costco this weekend. They were pretty inexpensive. This is organic coconut, unsweetened coconut milk. And they were 6 of these little quarts for, I believe, $6. And they don't have to be refrigerated. These two I know for sure have to be refrigerated. And then this one, I think once you open it, it has to be refrigerated. This one the same. It doesn't have to be refrigerated until you open it. So you can store it for a while and not have to worry about it going bad. Also, they're smaller packages if there's just, yourself or maybe you and your spouse. So it's less waste than something like this. I have both of these going right now, but I have kids in and out all the time. So these are some plant-based milk options. There's flax milk, there's oat milk, there's soy milk, there's cashew milk. I really do like the cashew milk and I like the flax milk. Those are creamier textures and very similar to milk for me. But try a couple different varieties and see what you like. Go to your local grocery store. They're gonna have some sort of plant-based milk option. And then the next thing I wanted to go over were sweeteners. So in here, this bag is busted and I didn't realize that I was traveling all around my kitchen with it and there's little piles of coconut sugar all over the counter. So this came from, it looks like, I think this brand might even be Fry's brand, Simple Truth Organic. So this is a coconut sugar. It's a little bit dark brown. It's kind of like a brown sugar, but it's not wet like brown sugar. It has a little bit of a stronger flavor than, let's say, regular sugar. So coconut sugar, I have some plain sugar. It's a little bit bigger granules than white cane sugar. This is just unbleached, unrefined, natural sugar. You can get this at most grocery stores. They also call it turbinado sugar or just plain cane sugar, but I mean, a bag like this is going to cost you $2 or $3 instead of 5 pounds for 99 cents. Honey is a good sweetener. It's natural. It is a little bit lower glycemic index than, let's say, just plain sugar. Stevia is really good for people who are diabetic because it doesn't raise your blood sugars. You only use a tiny little bit of it. This stevia bottle does 1,000 servings. It's almost empty. That's how long I've had it. But the spoon is tiny. It's a teeny tiny little spoon. So you use one of these scoops for, let's say, a full-size glass of iced tea or, a mug of coffee. But baking with it is a little bit harder. It also has a very strong taste. It does taste like, let's say, a sweet and low type of taste, like a sugar-free sugar. But it is good. It's good for you. This container is about $9, but again, it's 1,000 servings, so this will last you a while. Agave syrup or sugar is another low glycemic sweetener. It's a really good alternative to cane sugar or honey. You can bake with it and stuff. If you are going to bake with any of these alternatives of sugar, you're going to have to research the recipe a little bit more than, let's just say, regular cane sugar or coconut sugar. These are equal parts. These are not. These will have a different recipe for them. If you ever have questions about sweeteners and recipes, you can contact me. We can go through it and figure it out. I'm not a really great baker, but I do know a little bit about baking. So then I wanted to do the overnight oats recipe as well. I'm not going to follow the exact measurements because it is just me and it will be just for tomorrow. There's a lot of chaos going on right now, so I'm not going to cook an abundance of it. But you can make it ahead of time. Obviously, it's overnight, and it cooks in your refrigerator overnight or after a few hours. You can make it enough for the whole week. You can make it for the next couple of days. You can double the recipe if you're a heavier eater in the morning or if you have kids or spouses at home to feed. So with that recipe, I give you enough for your individual servings for breakfast, 1 or 2. But you want to double it or triple it as you need. Also, maybe you don't want to make sweet potatoes and you just want to stick to overnight oats and smoothies. That's fine. Don't do the sweet potato recipe and just double up your overnight oats recipes for the next following days. So you can use any kind of oatmeal you have on hand. We have this big container. I have a tiny little container. I have this bag of hearty grains and seeds. So this has oatmeal, oat bran, red quinoa, flaxseed, and chia seed, no sugar. This is the brand Soulful Project. It's delicious. It's really good. You can still do this overnight oats even though it has different grains in it because it'll still soak it up and cook it. Theirs is, let's see, overnight oats is 1/3 cup of this to half a cup of the milk. So it's about the same. This you want to shake because it has all the grains at the bottom. So any kinds of oats you have, you can do that. And then I have different toppings that I just keep in the pantry for salads, for, like yogurt bowls with some granola and dried fruits and berries, or for overnight oats. So I have dried cranberries, some raisins, some cocoa powder, some flaxseed meal. So flaxseed is usually little seeds, but this is a meal, so it's already ground up. I'll show you. It's just like a flax flour, basically. Just stick that in there. I guess I'm going to add it to my overnight oats. Some cacao nibs. Cacao nibs are good. They do have some caffeine in them, like natural caffeine, so they kind of hit you a little bit like coffee. Antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, they're really good. So separated from their husks and broken into smaller pieces, these tasty nibs have a chocolatey flavor, natural energy, and antioxidants. These are really good. They'll give you that chocolate flavor, kind of like a chocolate chip. They're a little bit crunchy, and they're tiny. And you don't need much, because like I said, they have some natural caffeine in them that's pretty potent. I love them. Again, good in smoothies, granola bowls. Oh my gosh, sorry, the cats think that these are treats. Smoothies or granola bowls or your overnight oats. See, they're just little pieces. They're kind of like coffee bean looking things. Those are going in our overnight oats. And then some coconut flakes. Can you guys get down out of the video? So these are just some organic, unsweetened, toasted coconut flakes. They're a little bit bigger. They're not shreds, they're whole flakes. We're gonna add those to ours. And then you could just do other seeds and nuts. You can do, a granola or a mixed seed and nut, some kind of mixture, different nuts if you like almonds or walnuts or pecans. Add any of those things to your overnight oats. And then I like cocoa powder in mine, because then it just does make it kind of chocolate. Okay, sorry. Get down. Those aren't treats. So I'm just going to add a little bit of cocoa powder in here. Normally I would do the other stuff first, but since I'm doing demos, this is really embarrassing, and I'm not going to be able to edit these cats out. I aspire to be a crazy cat lady. Also some almond butter. Be careful when you're using the almond butter or the peanut butter or any type like cashew butter, because those have a lot of protein in them. So you want to watch that medication and protein interference if you struggle with that. So maybe for breakfast, if you do take your medication early in the morning and you notice that it does interfere with your protein, maybe don't add something like this to it. Keep it more fruits, dried fruits, and coconut and some cocoa powder. So then we'll add some overnight oats in here. This is why I can't bake, because I'm terrible at measurements. And then this milk I have open. So I'm going to pour this in here. And this will be about 2 servings to me. So I'll have it for breakfast tomorrow and maybe the next day, or one of the kids will eat it. Or maybe even like a lunch or a snack or dessert, because it is going to be sweet. So for me, I like honey in mine. Cocoa powder is really hard to mix up. It kind of reminds me of like being a kid in that Nesquik chocolate milk mix, where it's always the bubbles at the top. Although I would eat those because they had sugar in them. Cocoa powder does not have sugar, so it's not going to taste that great. So I'm just going to mix this up. Add a little bit of sweetener. You can add the sweetener the next day. You can also top it with like frozen fruit or fresh fruit the next day. Really, you just want to get the oatmeal in there to cook with the water or the liquid, the milk, however you're doing it. So So now you can leave it in your big mixing bowl, put a lid on it or cover it, or put it in a different bowl that has a lid. I like these little tiny bowls because they're kind of individual servings. If you work outside of your home or you're on the go or on the run, these are nice because they're already pre-portioned. You just take it, grab a spoon, and you can go. You can take it for your lunches, your breakfast. If you're running late or you need a snack while you're out during your day, these little tiny Pyrex dishes are great. They have little snappy lids. So then that's going to be our overnight oats. And there we go. You'll notice so it's watery now, but by the time you let it sit for like a minimum of 4 hours, all that oatmeal is going to absorb the liquid, so it'll be thick. You might even have to add more liquid if you need a more liquid breakfast or, oatmeal substitute. Sorry, a more liquid oatmeal dish, not a substitute. There's another cat in the video. I don't know if you can see her or not. Okay, that is our overnight oats video, some plant-based, non-dairy milk options and sweetener options.